Yeah, right. Part 2. I'm just going to go straight in. The All You Can Talk podcast.
Yeah,
I'm here with Key 5.
Well,
And here with Jim. Again, part 2. Because the first story was so fucking good that I thought I need to get him on again. So literally the same night that we recorded that, we booked this one. Because all you motherfuckers will definitely like the first. And have definitely liked the first. Mm-hmm. Don't want to reel the things off, mate, because I never remember them.
Yes,
You're the best for that, mate.
So if you want to find us, of course you can find us at AYCT Official, wherever Danny puts it on the screen. You need to keep changing it to keep me pointing. So AYCT Official.
That reminds me of that Birds video, you know, when she's going
So yeah, that's on Instagram and TikTok. You can also find us on YouTube at the All You Can Talk podcast.
We're getting straight into it.
Reese, floor is yours.
So I don't even know where to start. So we ended last podcast on how you started the podcast and where it come from, why it happened. You spoke about Andy's club. When it started, what were your first thoughts? So your first interview, and you were thinking, shit, you're going into it. What were your thought process going through it? Were it a case of I'm just going to go in and like float, or did you have a script ready and waiting? And what happened? What happened, mate?
It was a bit of both, really, because I'd basically set out a list of questions that I wanted to ask guests, and it's a set format of questions. But obviously, when I'm asking guests these questions, if they then answer the next question in the previous answer, I can't then go to that next question because they've already answered that question. So it is basically sort of like a process of ask the first question, whatever they say, try and lead on to that, so that it's like a free-flowing conversation. Basically just like us talking now. It's basically like talking to somebody that's my mate, sort of thing. And that always makes it a bit easier.
Yeah, because for us, we have questions lined up for guests. I had a lot of questions lined up on the first one. I had probably about 15, 20. And then you spoke about some pretty dark things. And do you know what? I think it were needed.
It was refreshing to see somebody open up so comfortably as well. It was very refreshing to see. Yeah,
and I think it were a case of that it got us shocked. It was kind of a shock factor in terms of, and I know this is going to sound daft, but you're a man. You're a bloke, aren't you? You're not a pussy. You're not a I'm trying not to be homophobic or transphobic here, but I'm trying to think of the word and I can't come up with it. Like a female man. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And see you open up like that was fucking incredible. And I salute you any day of the week, mate. And I think we need to do it more and more where men need to talk to each other. I'm fully of the belief that we don't need to talk to the women in their lives as much. But do you know what, mate? Hats off to you any day of the week. And I'll happily... Yeah, one of them, mate.
Yeah, I think it's definitely one of them things where that's sort of like the aim and the objective of Andy's Man Club, which is to get guys together that are feeling a certain way. So if it's money troubles, if it's problems with missus at home, which everyone always has problems with missus at home, because that's what women are here for.
I don't.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
This is when he texts
me.
He texts me. He just took house off him like, Reese, can I just keep on sofa for a bit?
So yeah, that's basically the aim at Andy's Man Club. Whatever problems you've got, whether it's addiction or it is anxiety, depression, whatever, that's what it's there for. So it's best tool for me that guys like us can use.
Yeah, it's great, and because especially Andy's Man Club, because one thing we can do is we don't like to do, but we end up doing as many as isolating ourselves quite a lot, and we thrive in brotherhoods. One thing definitely I could tell it's helped you out with Andy's Man Club, and I know a couple of people who've been there as well, and having that brotherhood, like even me having Reese, Danny, my mates, being able to open up to them comfortably instead of isolating, it helps massively. Yeah, absolutely massively.
Yeah, it definitely does. Like I said, take me hat off to you, mate, any day of the week.
Yeah.
And I think it's I think it moves not happily onto his next point, where we speak to each other And I think one most important thing that a lot of other people can't get when you're inside a little circle, there's no judgment there. It's like a free-flowing conversation where it's like, wow, you've been through that. Do you know what, mate? Fucking hell. And there's no like, well, I've had this, I've had that, you know what I mean? That sort of thing.
No egos involved.
There's no egos, and fucking my ego's massive. It always has been in college. Do you know what I mean? All the way through life.
It's the only thing that is.
You took it from
I was
me.
so hoping that he left you hanging for that.
You took it from me. I was just about to say compensating for something, I'm sure.
Do you know what? To be fair, not wrong.
And this is another thing
Truth be
about
told-
blokes. In a brotherhood, we respect each other, we'll take the piss out of each
Truth
other.
be told, it's quite small, but it smells like a big one.
Oh, God. Oh.
Oh, I'm getting some pelters now.
Oh, cheddar.
Fucking hell. Anyway, so...
Moving swiftly on.
moving swiftly. So, how many episodes have you done now? Was it?
I think I've got one tomorrow and it's my 16th
Yeah.
interview.
So, are you starting to? Because I think it's our 16th today, isn't it?
This is our 16th
Yeah,
episode.
there you
That's
go.
mental, that.
And I think it took us a good 5 to 10 to really get a grip on where we want to go with it. Do you know where you want to go with yours, or is it a case of that you're just playing it by ear where every episode goes?
Well, I've got a goal for the overall podcast itself, which I think it's quite obvious, which is just to get people in the wrestling community and in society talking about the mental health, because it's not something that is spoken about, particularly with blokes, but then it's something that's seen very rarely, if ever, in wrestling, because you see people on TV like your Roman Reigns, your John Cena, your Rhea Ripley's that look massive, look like they could rip you in half with just the
I've only
pinky.
seen 2 of them, to be fair.
Yeah, they could rip you in half with a pinky finger. But
That's a shit joke, I'm sorry.
internally, backstage, you don't know what's going off.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And I've been to a few indie local wrestling shows where one of the lads that I've had on that Danny knows, Jim Madden, spoke to him about it, and it just pelted everything out that he was struggling with, and it just like it really hit home like how much people like that need a platform, and there isn't a platform out there that offers that service sort of thing. So that is what I want it to be.
I definitely feel that, because do you remember Canelo Alvarez when he fought Ricky Fielding? I don't know if you watched boxing much. Nobody knew that his brother was kidnapped during that whole time, and he didn't know what was going to happen. Nobody knew until after the fight, and you could tell there were a bit of malice inside him when he beat him inside 3 rounds. But it's like you never know what's happening. It was kind of like a kickboxer moment from Van Damme where his brother got kidnapped and all that. You just think, fuck, what's actually happening?
This is the thing, we're all, especially nowadays, because of all the access we have, we're all very quick to make a snap judgment on people.
Yeah.
He's an hard man, he's this, and you don't see that other side of it. And we forget that these people, as wrestlers, sports stars, celebrities, whoever, are human beings.
Yeah, they are people. And it sounds daft. And I think somebody who opened up a lot was Ben Foster when he started his first person cam, his goalkeeper cam.
Yeah.
And he went into the dressing room and there's like somebody crying in corner, and it's like, fucking hell, it affects you that much.
Yeah.
Losing and that abuse.
Yeah.
And you think, it probably would. 23,000 people shouting and screaming at you.
Yeah.
Even in wrestling.
Yeah.
There's probably I think when there were a wrestling gig at Metrodome, I think, a couple of years ago, a good 1,200 people there, and they were screaming abuse. From what I remember, that's only from memory. Don't quote me on it.
Yeah.
Screaming abuse, and people were like, fucking going at them, and it's like shit. You never know what's happening behind the scenes. I know I keep going on about it, but it's a big thing. But yeah, it's good to hear that. Yeah, I'm happy that you're raising a platform. I love it.
It's also quite honourable as well that you didn't mention money, subscribers, or career from this, because a lot of people get into the podcast space thinking, I'm going to make a load of money like Joe Rogan. You're actually doing it for an honourable cause, which I really admire.
Do you know what? The thing what I said when I brought you on, I said, look, we've got this many views on our TikTok. I want to push you as much as I can, as well as you push us. And it's not about, I didn't offer to pay, you didn't ask for it, you didn't ask for anything else. You just says, well, can we push each other? Yeah, let's do it. Do you know what I mean? There were no money there weren't anything to do with money.
Yeah.
Like, oh, am I getting paid?
It's very much a UK thing. I've known this since I've been in the music industry. It's very tribal and people are very transactional.
Yeah.
And there's not enough collaboration anymore, so I'm glad we're doing this, 100%. We need more collaboration in the world.
Yeah,
it's
not
all
just
about
screaming
the coin.
abuse.
Yeah.
There's a lot of abuse.
When I got into podcast, the first thing I said to our last war, I'm not in it for money because I get a decent wage from work. I get money from band outside of work as well. So I don't see the need to do it just for money, because if you're just doing it for money, you're in it for the wrong reason entirely. Especially when it's something like mental health, because the amount of times that you'll see that someone, like somebody famous or whatever, or somebody that's got shitloads of money is like, oh, I'm really depressed, this, that, and other, and whatever. It's like, you've got billions and billions of pounds in bank. Any of us fuckers that had got that type of money, we'd be happy as fuck, especially thee.
I'm not money orientated.
They're not at all. They're not money orientated. They'd just have a shitload of beer, a shitload of women, and a shitload of cars.
I won't have women. I'm in a good relationship now. I'll have you know. He can vouch for that as well.
Yeah, I can vouch for it.
You know, I've never been the one to just have lots of women.
Do I need to bring
my reputation
Do
is
I need to bring up grafting shoes?
Oh, shit. I am not sending this podcast to her. But I'm in the fucking doghouse.
Oh, you were back in there, man.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's gone now.
Me and my friend Jaden, who's also his friend, when we used to go on a night out, Reese, when he'd have a few, he'd just go talk to anybody. You'd probably find him in Quazzy's smoking area. He'd go talk to anybody, and we'd always used to take the piss saying he had his grafting shoes on. So this one particular night, we made him absolutely flip out, because every time he'd walk up to a girl, me and Jaden, one of us would go up and just start tying his shoelaces next to him. just nonchalantly like that, and he kept clocking it, and by like the 5th or 6th time he just turned around and went, "What the fuck are you guys doing? What?" It's fucking proper flipped out.
I can remember that because I think she was a brunette as well. And
she was tiny, like.
I just went 1 second. I turned around, what the fuck are you doing?
Obviously,
to
whoever he's talking to, it just looks like we're tying the shoelaces.
Yeah.
Looking back, it's hilarious. but yeah, I think there'd be signs. Do you know what I mean? But
Besides,
solid gold front door.
But can I just can I just say, right?
You're the only person could if we had a helipad in your front garden.
Yeah. I can't even deny it because I probably would try.
It would be an R instead of an H as well.
Yeah, it would. Fuck the M. It'd be an M. There'd be no doubt about that. Can you imagine? You just all of a sudden you're sat in your house 2 doors down and you just hear. It's like, oh, he's off again.
I'm going to shop. What's I want? Some beer.
Flying to Tony's.
I'm going to chip it.
Lads landing in Co-op. Parking outside front of Lackeys. People know where I live now. This is not good. But yeah, definitely. Yeah. Why not? Why would you not? But I'm not. This podcast ain't money oriented. To be fair, fuck knows it's not money oriented. Otherwise, I'd have quit a long time ago. Do you know what I mean? But moving back on to the actual subject. Yeah. Not just me having gold plated doors. So you know where you want to take it. Do you feel like you're on the path, taking it where you want to?
Definitely. I mean,
and the only reason I ask that is because you see a lot of podcasts where they're on like a trajectory where they're getting good people on, and then all of a sudden they just go off.
Yeah.
And you think, what's your actual plan?
Is it like 95 or
95% finish me in 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Or
95% of podcasts. That's why they say it is, if you can just stick it out, it's quite easy to be a successful podcast, because the majority of them they get way too impatient.
Yeah.
So, do you feel like you're on that path?
Definitely. I mean, I've had a couple of guests on now, especially people that have actually got in touch with me personally, asking to come on a podcast where we've got towards episode and they've just been really thankful that I've given them that sort of platform, and that is like a really wholesome feeling. Because there's not worse than putting your heart and soul into something and not seeing any sort of like you feel as though you're not getting out after it. Yeah. Whereas with this,
I get that, mate. To be honest,
I'm giving people these platforms, and they're saying, "I'm really happy that you've asked me to come on. I'm really thankful that you let me come on. I really do appreciate it, because this is something that's been building over 6 to 12 months, whatever."
Yeah.
And it just gives you a really real rush of endorphins.
I get that, because you've just brought a little gift in for us.
Yeah.
And it was like, shit, man, you didn't have to. Do you know what I mean? I know it sounds daft, and it's it's only a little gift, but it's like, fuck, thanks. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's buzzing. It proper makes your day. So I completely get where you're going. It's good that you've got a plan and a trajectory where you're going, instead of just aimlessly just bringing people on and just not asking questions that are relevant, and you want to make it flow, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I always love this question, because I know that Joe Rogan asked this. By episode 50, where do you think you'll be at? I like this one, because it makes people think, and it's like, oh shit, where will I be at?
I'd like to say that I'm hoping that by 50th episode that I've got some international guests on.
Yeah.
I am currently working towards getting a lass on that's a Belgian wrestler. Well, she's German, who's currently in Belgium, but she's quite good with her English, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
I thought you were going to say right corner then. I don't know why.
Right corner. Bob around for a cuppa. But yeah, I'm trying to get this lass on that's German, sort of thing. But it's like I looked on my Instagram reels the other day, and it like
loving content as well.
It tells you where in the world people are seeing your content.
Yeah. Does it?
Yeah,
it does.
So if you go into your insights, go right to the bottom, it comes up with...
I've showed you all this before.
You haven't?
I have.
You've shown me non-followers shit.
Comes up with...
You may have been drunk when I showed you.
Comes up with like what age, your country.
Fucking done.
Right at the bottom.
I'm at bottom.
Can't
Is that
believe
like a business account? Is it personal?
No, but it's on actual podcast account.
Just a business.
I'm going to show you now, Reece. I'm going to put you to shame.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
So when I looked on it the other day, it was saying that our getting views in America, Australia, India. I was even getting views in Bangladesh. Like, fucking who's watching my fucking shit in Bangladesh? You know what I mean?
The Bangladeshis love some English content, by the way. I don't know why.
It's nuts. But
How
then,
do you... I'm not saying that.
but
That's
it's
horrific.
like, it says like obviously Ireland's not that shocking. Then there's like Germany, Belgium, New Zealand, all these countries. And I'm there thinking, how the fuck do they stumble across my shit? Are they just fucking scouring through chuffing Instagram like it's chuffing Tinder?
Do you know what Indians do? I know that sounds horrific to say, but
We ain't got enough followers on Podcast Page yet to show you.
Reece is cancelled.
fucking knew it. Mate, I was cancelled 10 episodes ago. We're on episode 15. We actually...
I was actually going to say, by the time we get to episode 50, one of us will be in jail.
It's not going to be you,
Nah, I don't think we will be.
Well, obviously, it's just a joke. Like, I didn't think we were actually going to end up in jail.
No, because it's a distinct possibility with our Kia fucking judges shit, innit?
Oh, yeah, with the online safety act.
Online safety act where you can't have a wank.
Number of reviews.
So it shows you gender,
Yeah.
country,
I do it for,
Sweden, Canada, Australia, United States, United Kingdom.
That's bollocks, that.
And then
I'll
shows
show
you age. So
That's fucking shit. I ain't got that yet.
39.1% of my viewers are 25 to 34-year-olds.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Which is like your standard demographic for mental health, because
that's my personal one, key 5.
Ah, fuck off, you chump.
Barnsley, Sheffield, United Kingdom, US, India, Germany.
Indians, told you, they're always there.
Yeah.
I love Indians, to be fair. I think the accents are mint. Talk. You know what I'm saying.
Next question, Reece.
Let's move on.
Racist strike one.
I'm not. I ain't done it in white people yet. but no, I think it's one of them things where if you think about episode 50 it's kind of a landmark for everybody because I think that'll be 3, 4, 5 years down the line.
Yeah.
And I think it's especially aligning with where do you think you'll be in your life at that point? Do you think you'll be the same person? And I know it sounds daft to ask because you're an adult, but do you think you'll be in the same position as you are now, or are you hoping that the podcast takes you where you can be a different person on stage? Will you build a character for the podcast, or will you stay the same? Does that make sense?
Yeah, sort of things. I'm guessing you're assuming that if the podcast grows,
people build characters when the more episodes and the more content they make, they become a character rather than staying themselves. And I'm just wondering, do you think you'll be the same, or do you think you'll start to build a character?
Well, it's funny enough that you mentioned that because I spoke to one of my guests that I had on the other day over Instagram called Joe Porritt. His wrestler name is Erin Jacobs, and he's a bit of a mad bastard when he's in ring. And
was it that one? Because I watched a clip the other day. Sorry to interrupt. I watched a clip the other day where he's saying that it'll change the face of professional wrestling.
that is Callum Crowe.
Fucking hell, it's scary. I thought it was
a bit
fucking...
purple in his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Callum Crowe. So before I started recording with Callum, he actually said to me, and I loved this about him. He said to me, "Do you want me to do it in character, or do you want me to do it as myself?" And I love that.
yeah,
I said to him, "Do it.
That's exactly
however
what I
you
mean.
feel."
Because people build characters.
Yeah.
And I know it's wrestling, it's a lot different, but because it's wrestling, do you think you'll build that character? Do you know? I know you're following on from that, mate. I do apologise.
That's all right. I don't think I necessarily will build a character because I'm just going to be me, genuine me, sort of thing. Like, I wouldn't say that I build a character, but if someone's going to be quite animated sort of thing, or for example with Callum, it were quite... his character's quite ambitious and a bit braggadocious sort of thing. And what I kind of like to do is that when I'm introducing my guest, I take inspiration from a guy on wrestling called Paul Heyman. He's a manager and he basically bigs up his clients and his wrestlers sort of thing. So when I'm introducing my guests, I like to get in touch with him and ask them what the ring names is, because then I can introduce them using their ring names, put a bit of zing into it, put a bit of like...
Bruce Buffer.
Yeah, like Bruce Buffer it up sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I had a guy on a couple of weeks ago called PL Dotson, and he was a big fucker lad, like big strong dude. And he's got about 5 ring names sort of thing. And Danny knocking like
I said Danny's ruining his own. He's ruining his own set. Yeah.
But yeah, I introduced PL Dotson and he said that's probably one of the best intros I've ever had sort of thing. So I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm trying to build a character. I'm just wanting to, like, obviously, if I can introduce my guests with a sort of thing that's going to either make them feel more relaxed or is going to hype them up for the interview sort of thing, then that's sort of thing that I'll do, and I'll gradually build it over time. If they're a bit shy and a bit timid, then I'll obviously not do it as much, but if they are quite boisterous and quite like just a bit out there sort of thing, we are much to try and big the character up, then I will obviously hype them up sort of thing.
I have a question I could ask. Which guest have you had on that surprised you the most in terms
That
of
was
your
my next fucking
your-
question.
Yeah, great minds and all that. In terms of your preconceptualized idea of what they were from watching them to then meeting them, and what was sort of the biggest surprise you've had?
I think I can't. In honesty, I don't think I can pick out just one.
Yes, you can.
Because they've all been sort of like quite a surprise. I think
Fair enough.
if I were to nitpick one, I'd probably say Drew Ashley, my first ever guest, just because I didn't know what to expect. I'd seen a couple of matches sort of thing. I'd seen a promos and what have you, and I were thinking, is she going to be like that on podcast? or is she not? Because then I looked on my friend Liam's podcast, who's had her on before, and she was completely different. So then when I got her on, it was like, I feel as I'm talking to somebody that I've known for about 10 years. And like they're my best mate sort of thing.
Yeah.
But every single person that I've had on, it's almost every single podcast that I've done has been a new learning curve. I'm constantly learning every single podcast that I do. Constantly learning how to differentiate a question, how to restructure the script that I'm reading from, sort of thing, and just being able to work on the flow a bit better for podcasts, sort of thing.
There's definitely an art to it, isn't there?
Yeah,
There's
there
definitely
is.
an art to it. I mean, you can watch us from episode 1 to now. We're a lot more efficient, professional.
Yeah.
You'll be the same. It's definitely an art. It's a learned skill.
It's learning
It's
that flow
interviewing.
as well.
Yeah.
It's not moving. It's like if we talk about football, we went from football to boxing like that. And we mentioned something during it, like, oh, speaking of Joshua, what do you think of boxing?
Yeah.
That sort of thing, where it flows and it's like, shit, that looks cool. Do you know what I mean? It's like, not
I think this is why people are turning from TV to podcasts or from radio to podcasts, because when you watch TV interviews now, they're so structured in how they go, because you've got commercial breaks, you've got this, you can tell it's so manufactured, if you will, whereas if you come on here and we're having a raw conversation, the flow, it feels like
There's not many breaks.
Feels like you're in the room and you're joining in the conversation yourself.
Yeah.
You've got a face for radio, to be fair, mate.
Well,
At the minute you have.
yeah.
I can't wait for the comments to just be like,
Oh, no, mate. Like I said, I got ID'd for an energy drink over there. I tried to trim the edges off my beard and took a giant bald patch out of it, so I had to just shave it all off. So I look like a child right now.
Yeah. I got there a lot. I get called 10 every time I shave mine, but I trim it now instead of shaving it completely. So it's all good.
Is that your desired age?
Yeah. So, moving. I know for a fact. What? Can you fuck off? Right. I know for a fact you'll not answer this.
Go on.
But who were the guests that you were like, I'm not enjoying this? You don't have to name them, but is there a certain episode where you can think, I'm not enjoying this like the others?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been an episode so far where I didn't particularly enjoy that one, just because I felt as though the guest wasn't, and this isn't down to that person. It's just because they were going through some stuff in their life. I felt as though they weren't opening up as much as necessarily I wanted them to, sort of thing. Felt as though they were being quite reserved and quite
Not
in
the
shell.
answers that you thought were coming or that you wanted.
Well, not necessarily. It would just it were quite, because I said to guests before we go on, I said to him, if you want to ramble on it, you can ramble on as much as you want. You can swear as much as you want. You can pull, in wrestling terms, they can pull back the curtain as much as they want. So they can break kayfabe. They can talk about whatever as much as they want. And the person that I had on, it were quite set in his way of just answer the question, move on. Answer the question, move
Yeah,
on.
I get
Media
that.
train sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Whereas I had a guy on last week called Damien Black, and we got to about an hour and a half into the podcast. I'm there thinking, might be towards end of questions here. Looked at questions. No, 8 questions left. Fuck. What the fuck am I going to do? 2 hours. We were sat just talking.
Yeah.
It was brilliant, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah. No, that's bang on. That's bang on. Yeah. We haven't had many guests on yet. And I think yours were the most shocking. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
Yeah.
I mean that as in a...
You didn't expect me to say what I said.
No. But at the same time...
Especially, he knows you. He just said to me, it's my mate from college. So I'm just thinking, it's just going to be a casual conversation.
Just a random dude.
Yeah, it were a case of that I saw your podcast and you'd come on and I thought, we're going to talk about... Essentially, these questions I'm asking now I had then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I wanted to flow on and start from that and bring it into a positive light while you're starting, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just shut the fuck up.
It went dark as fuck.
I'm letting you speak on that one because I think that was the best thing to do. Is there an episode where you have sat back and thought, fucking hell, like really sat back and thought, wow, that went, the person told you something that you didn't expect?
Yeah. So the person that I had on, I don't think I mind me saying this. This guy called Holloway is dubbed as the vegan athlete, and the things that he was saying to me, the stories that he was telling me, it like really hit close to home sort of thing, and it was just like really raw, and that's why I like doing the interviews live sort of thing instead of like pre-recorded sort of thing, because if I can get that raw footage and raw emotion from that person, I think that's better than obviously chopping and changing, taking things out and everything. But I always do set to guess that if it gets too much, let me know and I'll stop. But everyone has been, I'm an open book, you can ask me whatever, this and other. But yeah, with Holloway, it was just really open about everything and just talking about his family, his past, his upbringing and everything, what he's experienced, and it was just really brilliant the way that he just let everything out sort of thing, and I really appreciated him talking about that stuff.
Have you ever got to a point where they've had to stop and just be like, I can't do it?
Not yet. Not as yet. I think the closest I got were Jim Madden, lad from Barnsley, because I asked him a question. I can't remember which question it was, and I think he was just sat there for about 10-15 minutes, and he just couldn't answer it. He's like, I'm sorry mate, I can't answer it. I don't know what the fuck to say. It's proper blowing me head off that.
Yeah.
So we ended up moving on to the next question. Got to end the interview, and I said, do you want me to ask you that question again? He goes, yeah, go on then. So I asked him it again, and it were then about another 10 minutes just sat there like, I have no idea what the fuck to say. I said, take your time mate, there's no limit or all like that, you can go as long as you want, it's fine, no worries.
Letting it flow, mate. I think that's the art of interviewing, isn't it?
That is,
And just making things flow and making sure guests feel comfortable. That's definitely something that we've tried to incorporate, the same as you, where we always say, I mean, we pre-record things and then release them. We don't really cut anything.
We don't cut anything out,
There's
really.
been one or two where we've had to...
where we've had to cause off.
where we've had to because of, vulgar language and...
Well, you sent me the footage from part 1 and you didn't cut out the part that I said about my ex when I broke up with you.
We didn't beep it.
No, we didn't.
No, you didn't.
We
It's past the first 30 seconds on YouTube. Stop watching at that point. It's alright.
when during the moment, you think, oh, we're going to need to cut that out. But when you watch it, you think, fuck, that's nice. Not nice, it's probably the wrong word, raw. That's you. It's not worth cutting. If you wanted it, we can beep it and put the old beep in there.
It's realism, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one thing that's scarce nowadays.
Yeah.
It's
all
real.
you can talk.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The reason we named it that is because we are going to go from getting raped to football. I know it sounds daft, but you're going from one end of the spectrum to other. Yeah. And then you're talking about going on holiday to Turkey and shitting yourself.
Yeah.
Like Paul did. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it sounds daft, but we want that sort of person on.
Yeah.
And yeah, I keep saying it fits the bill. But so when I asked you this last time, and how you personally define a good life, I wanted to ask you this one: what's the most underrated trait someone can have? And I want you can have a thinking time, but it's one of them questions where it's like, is it the knowledge, is it the character, or is it how much respect they have for people? What do you think it is when you're interviewing guests? This will be put on Spotify.
Just ASMR, get very close to the microphone. For me, it's best way to be with guests, particularly on my channel, is just being open with what they're saying. So obviously not having judgment about what they are saying. If you've got someone on that's vegan, that's transgender, that's a bit nuts, or has suffered through whatever trauma they've been through, if you're then thinking, oh, that person's been through this, they're obviously like that, or that person does this, so they're obviously like that. You're already losing that person because you can't be open to the idea of that is just a normal person who's having problems. So they obviously need that platform to get that thing out of their head. Sort of
It
thing.
is scary how much people open up when you probe them.
Yeah.
I know that sounds like a daft thing to say, but do you know when you do prod a little bit, and
I think things like this, you get
it's
surprised.
pressure off as well.
You get surprised on podcasts because it's not often we get asked as human beings. Actually, somebody shows that much interest in you as a person and like actually wants to know more about you. So I think when people get that opportunity, and it's that saying, isn't it? Everybody's favourite topic is themselves. But like having that opportunity of somebody showing that interest and being genuinely curious about you as a person, it does something to people inside, doesn't it? That sort of makes you want to open up and.
You have. I can remember. Do you remember Logan Paul's interview? This is when he after the Japan. I think it was Casey Neistat who interviewed him, and he was 22 at the time. And Casey asked him a couple of good questions, and then he just went at him. And Logan did what any 22-year-old would do, and just shell up. And I think there's a way of asking somebody about themselves and what, because we've all made mistakes, we've all done stupid shit.
Yeah.
And as much as I dislike Logan Paul, that were a stupid decision, but he came back from it really well. You've got to ask the right questions at the right time, but also let them. What's the word? Let them open in their own time, speak in their own time. Even though you've got not a time limit,
there's
don't
a
really have
fine
a time
line
limit,
between probing and forcing someone.
That's the point I was making.
Yeah.
It's a very small line between probing, prodding into the question, and just outright fucking embarrassing them, because not a lot of people want to talk about the dark past.
No.
Yeah.
Especially blokes. We don't want to talk about it. There's some things I'm not going to talk about on this podcast.
Yeah.
But if prodders, you never know. Do you know? I know it sounds daft, but yeah.
That's sort of like the structure that I wanted to have for the podcast. So when I first start doing the questions, it's obviously like the journey into wrestling. So how I got into wrestling, what the training's been like, has there been any like what it's been like with their injuries, sort of thing. So then, as you start getting into interview, you start to see them open up a bit more, and then when you get into mental health side of questions, that's when they truly start flowing and they truly start opening up about everything, and then it can get quite dark and quite upsetting. I think I've had about 2 or 3 people on that when we finished, they were like, "Oh, I almost started crying." I said to them, "If you need to have a cry, have a fucking cry. I'm not bothered. If you need to, if you feel you sound well up, you can either say, can we stop for a couple of seconds?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course. Take as much time as you need, or whatever."
What do you do in that situation, especially live? Do you cut the stream, or do you just continue it but they go off camera?
I say it's entirely to you what you want to do. I can either take you off at the stream, so I'll put you backstage and then I'll bring you back on when you give me a thumbs up, or we can keep camera rolling, or we'll just cut the stream altogether.
That's fair.
End of the day, the interview's about them. It's not about me, it's about them.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a very good point. I think a lot of people forget that, especially, like Joe Rogan's and things like that, but a lot of these guests, there's a lot of breaks when they're talking about dark shit, because they probably do need like a breather for 5 or 10 minutes, where it's like, they're talking about serious topics where a lot of people wouldn't, particularly. And I think it's very admirable that you allow them to, especially live as well, because that's a difficult thing to navigate. This is fine, because if you start bursting into tears now, we can cut it. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing. But live, you have to sort of navigate it a different way. But no, is there any podcast that you've gone into that you've thought, I'm not looking forward to this? I'm kind of sceptical going into it.
Not really. I basically try and have an open mind about every guest that I have on, because like I said, at the end of the day, we're all human, we all have problems, we've all suffered in the past, and that's why they're coming on to podcasts. They're not coming on to just promote themselves, sort of thing. At the end of the interview, I do say to them, you can have last word. If there's anything you want to plug or anything like that, feel free, you can, and then I do say...
You plug something in with first 30 seconds, wasn't it? First minute.
Yeah. So
Good lad.
I just
Good lad.
I just said to the guests, if you want to plug out, but instead of plugging their own channel, first thing they say is just want to say thank you for letting me come on, which like feels quite wholesome sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like instead of them saying, oh yeah, check me out on Instagram and whatever, it's I want to thank Jim for having me on. It's been a pleasure talking to him, blah blah blah, whatever. So yeah, it's
we're definitely going to do a picture at the end of this and just be like part 2. You know what I mean? The fucking 2 episodes that we've done.
Yeah.
It's been a
You would start
pleasure.
doing pictures when I look like a child, wouldn't you?
Sorry, mate.
I think I feel out like chuffing Dr. Evil. Or bloody I can't get that later now, can you prick?
No, I'm not laughing because you know Gilpin, don't you? I got on. That's what we call him in group chat. Dr. Evil. Oh, fucking hell. Right, on this journey that you're on at the minute, because it's a lot different than the one that you were at college. I think, I hope you don't mind me saying this, I think you're a bit misplaced at college.
Yeah.
I don't think you belonged at college.
No.
I think you needed something else to occupy your mind instead of just being a drummer. I think you're a lot more than just a drummer. I think you're quite an intelligent man. And I know that sounds really weird to say to you. I know you looked at me like that. But I think you're a lot more intelligent than people lead on.
Okay.
But I want to know, in the last 10 years, what's one lesson that you've thought, I needed that? Cue countdown theme.
Dun, 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 dun.
After those on Spotify. While we're waiting, save the channel, save the podcast, and share it to a friend. It helps.
In your episode of Wank Accountability. Today we have received 3 emails.
Use the link
John
AYCT4 for 10% off your first month.
I don't know if I'm honest. I think the biggest thing I needed of it last 10 years was just help. Was just that sort of mentorship that I got from lads at Man Club, and that sort of like when I first started going, I was very sort of like erratic and very angry and just very bitter about everything.
Yeah.
And then over weeks and months that I started going, obviously started getting better and everything. So I think the key staplement of my life and like the key turning point on my life was when I actually walked through doors at Andy's Man Club.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's an important lesson for everybody to learn, is that you can't do it all on yourself.
Exactly.
People need to seek out help.
Yeah.
Nothing can be done solo. Nothing's achieved, whether it's positive, whether it's nothing is achieved completely solo.
Yeah. For last, not to sound really smushy and gooey, but since I met him, and since I met 2019, weren't it? I met you, I think it was 2020, something like that.
We need a camera on, Danny.
We need the cameraman cam. That's what I've said.
Yeah, cameraman cam.
But I think it's a.
It's just Danny
I'm very
reels that
It's him sending us 40, 45, 50.
Boys, come on.
Yeah.
I want to go home, lads.
There's a little box in the corner with Danny going,
Wank time. But no, I think I've lost my train of thought. But no, I think there were 6 months where we met each other, and we started going out to clubs like you do at 20, 21, and you gain an affiliation with people, and you start getting closer to people.
Yeah.
And I can think of 3 or 4 friends now that I've got that I can just be like, somebody's fucking robbing me, and I know that they'd bats would be out straight here, and that sort of thing where I know I can talk to him about anything, and I have done. I've talked to him about a lot of dark shit.
Yeah.
And Danny as well, we go to gym a lot, and it's like you have that hour and a half where he knows when I'm feeling shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he'll say, "What's up?" And he'll say to me, "What's up with you now?" And I know that sounds daft, And I know that sounds really harsh,
That sounds
but it's like, is it really that bad? Do you need therapy? Well, shut up then. Get a grip. You need somebody to slap your head and go, you're here. You're still alive, you're breathing.
Yeah.
That's what matters. Are you breathing? Yes. Can you change it? Yes. Is there something in place that's without, you can't control? Yes. Well, why are you worrying? Do you know what I mean? Isn't it better to be fine than not fine?
Yeah.
And if you're not fine, just fucking handle it then.
I think it's also important as well for you to know that it's okay for you to feel shit.
Yeah.
It's a natural emotion.
Yeah.
It's everybody goes through these. We've all been in situations where we felt absolutely terrible. We felt absolutely amazing. It's okay to have that validated and says you're not alone in this shit.
Last episode, prime example, he asked me how I'm doing. Literally an hour ago. And I says, tired mate. And he went, oh fucking hell, so much for positivity. Do you know what I mean? And it you thrive on it. You can't be down in dumps. Do you know what I mean? For too long.
Yeah.
And I think that's why men bring men up instead of put men down. Whereas I think a lot of people, especially women, I can't say my woman at the minute does that. She doesn't. But a lot of women in the past have done where they've just like, oh, fucking man up, get a grip. Like why are you whinging at me?
We
All
take,
right,
a, we
then.
take
No
a lot
worries.
of responsibility on as men to be the emotional rock for ourselves as well as his partner. And that's a big, and I don't think it's appreciated enough how big of a responsibility that can be.
Yeah.
To be responsible to
If
manage somebody else's emotions as well as your own.
Yeah. If I'm gonna say that, it's like one of them things where when my mum got cancer the second time, I barely told people. I was like, nobody knows. I was shit. I was like, I feel shit. But inside my head, I was like, it's gonna get better. It'll be fine. And if it's not fine, I'll deal with it then. And it's fine. We're all still alive. We're all happy. We're all cheerful.
Yeah.
We can change things. That's the big thing. If you've had a shit year, you can change it.
That's the beauty of life, isn't it?
It's the beauty of life, man. And I think bringing your podcast into it, a lot of wrestlers might have had a bad year where the shows have gone not as how they wanted it to, and they might feel a bit shit because they've had some abuse. But 2026 is around the corner. They can change it. They can set up producer like, why the fuck are you bashing me? Like, what's happening? What's that? Why are you doing this? Etc. Etc. You might go, oh, it's been a shit year for guests. Do you know what? Next year I'm going to fucking nail it.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. We can always change things. You can't change past, so why worry?
Nothing's final except death in this life. That's it.
Death and Keir ruining tax system. There's a lot to be said about that, but I'm not going to go into it because you know what? It's not worth it. But there's a couple of questions I've got, mate.
Yeah.
In terms of the podcast.
Fire away.
Your next episode, which is tomorrow.
Yeah.
What have you got on and why?
So it's a lad called Jack Johnson.
This is your chance to plug this really well, by the way.
By the way, this will be out by the time you see this.
Yeah,
So go watch it.
This goes live tomorrow at 7:30 on StreamYard, on YouTube, and what have you. And main reason why I wanted to get Jack on is that I've watched a couple of his matches and I've also had a couple of guests on that have said, you need to get Jack on, you need to get Jack on. I'm like, who the fuck's this Jack? I need to know who he is. And I've looked him up and he looks about 18, it looks about 3 stone wet through, but he's one of the best fucking professional wrestlers I've fucking seen.
Can I just say something? After this airs and he goes, take my episode down, fuck you.
But he's an ex-world champion in his company, and I've watched a couple of his matches and he's one of the best indie professional wrestlers I've seen ever.
Just athletic, all that sort of
he's
stuff.
Absolutely,
just fitness is all
like the fucking level of shit that he's doing is insane.
You'll sit watching him with a rock on, essentially.
I won't go that far.
I never know you.
To be fair, in the last episode,
fucking popcorn on black.
In the last episode, we were talking about how Emma Carlin makes him get rock hard with his passing, so it's not unfeasible.
Nah, it's all class, mate. I'm happy for you to plug anything. tomorrow. Send me a link to it when you go live. We'll share it on all socials. We'll really push it, and obviously we'll do a lot more of this where we collab together. And if you ever want to film a podcast here, feel free to do it. You're welcome to do it here. If you want to do it, if you can do it in person, shout me. You're all good to do it. One last question, mate. Have you got any more?
No, I'm good, mate.
I want a question from Danny. Oh, fuck off.
he's just...
What do you bench?
I've got one actually. I've just recently found that.
Do you eat meat?
Today, no. John Cena's just been diagnosed with cancer. Is that true?
I don't think it is.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
What, has that rumour come out?
Just today.
Do you know what? That's fucking sick, that. If it's not true...
That is one thing that I hate about social media, is the fact that people post shit like that on Twitter, on Instagram and everything like that. Or what really fucks me off is when the fucking clickbait folk. Like they put, oh, this person has done this, find out what it is. You click on the link, it takes you to fucking 18,000 links that's all fucking about kids games.
you forward it, you just got tits on screen.
It's either that or fucking 18-inch fucking cocks in your face. Like, mate, fuck off. If I want that, I'll go down to fucking local Bozer.
Well, why would you want that? Don't shout me like that. I don't fucking know.
I want to know how he knows what local boozers fucking average cock size.
Mate, I go to fucking men's clubs near enough every week for gigs, so that's the majority of what fucking folk are doing.
Yeah, we'll definitely share that. One last question, mate, and it follows on from the last question I asked about lessons and things like that. You could go back and give your 18-year-old self advice. What would you give yourself?
Don't get with my fucking ex for a starter.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to go even better. What's one sentence you say to yourself 10 years ago? Just one sentence.
We know that laugh. We know that laugh.
First thing that came to me head, I was like, yeah, don't say that.
Yeah, that's the all you can talk laugh about, isn't it?
That is the all you can talk.
I'd probably say you can't change the past, you can only change the future, so look towards the future rather than remembering the past.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
mate. I think that's class. That is actually class. That's getting clipped. No, I think that's madness, mate. I think your whole story from start to now is it's just mental.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's one of them where you sit back. If somebody asked me now, what's one podcast that you sit back and go, shit, it'd be yours. I think that you've got a bright future, and I mean it when I say that you're an intelligent man. I really do. I think you're a lot more intelligent than people let on, and people have let on. And long may it continue, mate. And your success is my happiness, mate. Honestly,
cheers, man.
It really is, and I think that you're going to go far. I really mean it. I know that's getting all gooey and smushy.
No, mate, we've been down, we've been up.
Yeah,
gooey's not now.
Yeah, and I think you've got a long way to go, but that long way to you is just a journey that you're willing to take, and not many people are willing to do that, especially from where you've come from. So I think that's the way I can end it, mate.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
No, thanks for having me.
How have you felt? Have you felt coming on?
I've really looked forward to it, if I'm honest. Like I've been saying to Alice, I'm gonna go on podcast on Monday. And she's like, for fuck's sake, I know you're going on podcast. Shut the fuck up. Like, I can't help it. I'm fucking excited.
Has she watched the first one?
No, I've not let her watch it yet. Most because she's been at work every single fucking day.
She could be doing something worse, mate.
Well, yeah, but she's a carer, so she's wiping all folks' ass and all that shit.
Hey, somebody needs to do it. I know it sounds daft, but hats off to her as well.
Yeah. We finished last episode and I came out just feeling right good, and like I was proper buzzing about it all, because I was just like, not only did I feel as though me and you reconnected, being mates again, being a bit closer mates, but I've also made a mate in Gazzy and then with Danny and all. So it just
Happy days, mate.
Happy days.
Yeah. So,
Happy days.
Aye.
This has been
The All You Can Talk podcast. You know where you can find us. AYCT official.
comment,
Somewhere there.
like, subscribe, everything that you need to do.
Yeah, make sure
Likes
you
on
check
TikTok.
out the Wrestling Wellbeing podcast as well. Check out the Instagram. Check out everything.
Check out TikTok. You've got a new TikTok now, haven't you? Do you want to plug it all?
yeah, so it's Wrestle Wellbeing on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. I'm also on Threads. Like I say, check out tomorrow's episode at 7:30, which
It'll be out.
It'll be out now.
Yeah, but we'll share it.
Straight from watching this, go there.
and
Yeah,
then
that's the one.
I'm hoping that next week I've got a last coming on next Wednesday.
Perfect.
Perfect.
I think that cleans it up.
That does.
If you've got any comments, any likes, anything to say about us or Jim, bring it on. Let's go.
Yeah.
Positive or negative. I doubt it'll be negative though. Because, yeah, it's all good.
Well,
isn't
you
it?
never know. It is an online community.
But I love you. Kieran loves you. Jesus loves you. We're all fucking friends here.
We're all good.
Peace.
Peace.